everyone. Here we are. We're back again, day 2 of the Side Hustle Marketing Summit. I'm excited that you're here, and I love all the comments already. We have a couple fun things that I want to run through, and then I'm going to introduce you to the guests that are on here with me. You can see our comments are now saved, so you can go, if you watch the replay, you'll be able to see those. We do have the giveaways working, so we are giving away a prize today, and that is just based on comments. So any comments work, but we do ask if you put a question in there to type out all caps question before it so that we make sure we don't miss it. All right, with that being said, I'm excited to introduce my 2 guests here today from SmarterQueue. Their session, Emma's session, is live already, so you can see that today. And Claude, which the owner, the developer, I guess I never asked your actual title before we went live.
Founder. I built and
founder. There you go. Yeah, I'm excited. I started using SmarterQueue. I want to say it was 2 years now, and I had a virtual assistant who was taking all my digital files and throwing them up on Facebook and Instagram, and I was paying her by the hour to go and do all that. And then she decided to go have a baby and take some time off without asking if my social media was good. But so then I was like, okay, I can't jump back in and do this. I came across SmarterQueue, and by the time she got back from her maternity leave, I had to find her new things to do because it had kind of replaced what she was doing. So it really helped me grow my business as I got to do more in less time. But then also, and I love telling this story, when I started to use it, the idea was my digital files I was doing for my craft blog, I was trying to get more traffic to it, and my traffic from Facebook alone increased 201% during that first month of using it. So that I know, right? I'm so excited. So that's why I was like, okay, SmarterQueue, we're talking about marketing. You guys need to come and jump in and show us some of the fun things that you have. I'm going to turn the microphone over to you guys. If one or both of you want to jump in. And
amazing. Thank you so much, Shelley. It's really exciting to have you here, especially as you're a customer and we're part of this summit together. So I want to say hello to everybody watching. And I'm really excited to be here with you all and show you what we've got in store for you today. I'm Emma Teagan, and I'm the head of partnerships at SmarterQueue. And I'm here with Claude, who is our founder and CEO. And he was in exactly the same position as you, which I feel is why it's so important to kind of share the knowledge that he had in his journey and why he created this product, especially as you're looking to grow your side hustle into something bigger, right? So he'll tell you more about his story and that process in a moment. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be walking through the step-by-step tactics that are shown in the strategic workshop, which is live now. It went live 1 hour ago. If you go into your dashboard, you can check it out. And it's called the 1 hour content system, how to create 30 days of content in just 1 hour. It's true, it can happen. I know it seems overwhelming. Yeah, it seems overwhelming. And I've seen a lot of the comments in the other workshops that have gone live already being, this is so overwhelming. I'm a beginner. I don't know how to do it. I go into Instagram and then I go into Facebook and I don't know what to post and I don't know how. I can post 1 to 4 posts per day, which is what was recommended on Instagram alone in the workshop yesterday. So this is going to show you how to do it in just 1 hour and create the whole month. So I recommend that you definitely watch it. Definitely stay in this live if you haven't seen it yet, because it's going to stitch everything together and you can learn how to implement this system. And over to Claude, so he can introduce himself and tell you more about what we do and how it's going to help you guys.
Well, thank you, Emma, and thank you, Shelley. I'm very glad to be here, and I saw some comments loving Emma's accent. We are both British. Emma right now, I think, is in Paris, and I right now am in Vancouver. So SmarterQueue is a fully remote team. We've got people in America, in Canada, in the UK, in Spain, in Romania, in Brazil, built all over the world, so real global. So I'm going to show a little bit about my story, how I got there, because I started off like you as a side hustler. And afterwards, I'm going to show you how the tool works and the very basics and why I think it's going to help you guys out and help you succeed. So If you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Do put in caps question at the beginning, so it's easy for us to spot them. If I don't see it and I just ramble on, I apologize, and we'll try and get back to them later on. Shelley and Emma will help me with that. So briefly, SmarterQueue is a social media scheduling. Effectively, you throw your content in there. It helps you write the content. It auto schedules the times for you. And while you are busy doing your side hustle, getting out there and creating your products and your designs and whatever else it is posting for you. So it's kind of set and forget. And you can build an evergreen library of content that will just go round and it'll vary it so it doesn't look like the same thing. So I built it for me because I found social media a real pain. So about 12 years ago, I launched, or tried to launch, a side hustle while I was still working. And it was a networking site for fashion photography. So I do a lot of photo shoots with models and dancers and ballerinas. And I created a network for the fashion industry for people to have a portfolio and to get work. And while I was trying to promote that, I was doing social media. And that was so time consuming. I didn't like Hootsuite and Buffer at the time. And I built something for myself. Luckily, I was technical, that helped me schedule the social media posts. And while doing that, I talked to other founders and other marketers. And that's one of my first top tips to you, is to validate your problem. So find out if other people have the same pain point and have a need for what you're offering them. And if they do, really find out what their pain is, and then you can figure out how and what you should sell to them. So it's a bonus tip. So while talking to them, I kept hearing everyone saying they hated social media, they hated Hootsuite, and what I had built for myself to schedule my own posts, they actually wanted it. So I pivoted away from that fashion photography networking site into SmarterQueue. So I built SmarterQueue out, and it's been helping tens of thousands of people in the 10 years since then. So that side hustle turned out to not be the fashion photography, but to be social media, and it turned my side hustle into a full-time career. We've now got a team of 15 people around the world. So you can follow your dream and follow that side hustle and turn it into your full-time career. It can work. So I will give you a brief overview of the product. Shelley is going to share my screen in a few minutes, and then I can show you how the basics of what you would do to set up. So if you don't know anything about what you should be doing for social media, the core benefit, the main thing you should be doing, is to be consistent. So first thing I want to know before I kind of talk is what your pain points are with social media. So if you can type in the social media chat with capital PAIN, P-A-I-N, just let me know what is a pain for you. It could be that you don't know what to do. It could be that you don't have time. Could be that you don't have content. Could be anything at all. So throw in whatever it is that you find a hassle with social media. Could be just that I'm new to this. And that'll help me flavor what I say about the recommendations. Okay, so the main thing is to be consistent. And to be consistent in the old days would be logging into every platform one after another and going into the Instagram app, getting your thumbs on your phone, creating the post, finding the image, attaching it, and then posting it at like 10 a.m. and then going into Facebook and doing the same. So those days of manually spending all day posting is gone, and you should be using a tool. Could have been the Meta Business Suite if you're just doing Facebook stuff, but we do recommend that you post onto other platforms because you're going to get eyeballs and audiences over there. I'm seeing a lot of pains coming in. That's excellent. Okay, so to be consistent, you should be posting regularly and to be getting your name and your content out there. That's the first thing. The second thing is to have balance. So you shouldn't just be posting self-promotion all the time. You don't go on social media to see ads from companies trying to sell their products. You go on there to learn. You go on there to be entertained. And then occasionally you may want to hear about a product or some person who you may want to do business with and may want to buy. So there's the 80-20 rule. So about 80% of what you post should be value for people, should be information, should be education, should be entertainment, and other news and things that they may be interested in, things that's going to get them to follow you. And then the remaining 20% can be your self-promo, where you will occasionally say, I've got a new course, I've got this beautiful product, I've got this design, I'm doing this event. And with that right balance, then people won't tune out, they won't unfollow you for being spammy, but they're going to get value and they're going to sign up to you in the first place. So the teachings that social media experts say is you should have content pillars or content categories. So I'm going to show you the product. So the reason I built SmarterQueue in the first place is I had about 10 categories of content that I wanted to post. And these categories can be things like your blog posts. It can be your self-promo, as I just mentioned. It could be some tips you want to share. It could be some news, anything inspirational. It could be whatever you want. And in your particular niche, whatever you're selling, whatever your side hustle is, you may know your product. If it's recipes, you could do drinks and desserts and savories. If it's designs, it could be summer designs and winter designs. So you can create a load of different pillars of the kind of content that you share, and then you want to throw all of your content into your post library. So the way to do it is to think about what categories, what pillars you want to set up, and then start filling them. And the beauty is, once you've filled those pillars, that's it. You don't have to keep feeding the machine. You don't have to keep thinking of new content. And you can even use artificial intelligence to rewrite and to regenerate some of that content for you as well. So you think about your content pillars. You then come in. So the first thing you're going to do in SmarterQueue is you're going to set up your content pillars. So let's say I am Shelley. I'm going to use Shelley as my example and say we are going to create a category for we can make that. And I'm going to make it kind of this cyan color. And I'm going to say, well, all of my profiles are selected by default. So you'll connect your social profiles in SmarterQueue, which is going to let it post to your different platforms. So I'll talk about connecting those profiles in a second. So once we've got our we can make that category in here, let's give it, sorry, I misclicked, that nice cyan color. There we go. So now we want to start filling some content about we can make that. So we are going to go into our post editor. So simplest way first, I'm just going to show you this, and then I'll show other ways of bringing in more content more easily. So the most obvious thing to do is, well, let's start the ball rolling and say, I'm going to post to all of my profiles, and I'm going to post into that we can make that category, and I'm going to post my website. So that website is this beautiful we can make that website. So I'm just going to paste that link in here. SmarterQueue will automatically detect that link, and it'll figure out, okay, this is what the link preview looks like. So here's the cover image, here's the description. It's going to do all of the clever stuff for you. It's going to do all the tracking. It may even do Bitly, so you can see how many people are visiting your website. Don't worry about that. That's all taken care of. Next thing you want to do is you want to preview how that's going to look. So for most profiles, you'll be able to see it's going to post a lovely picture, your description. It's even going to put the link in there for you. And everything's working great. Here, it tells you that you need an image for Instagram. Okay, so for Instagram, let's go and customize things. You don't have to customize it. You can see that for all of the profiles, it's using the same content, and everything in that content is going to be fine. But for this case, we're going to say, I want to customize it. So for Instagram, we need to add an image because Instagram needs images. So you don't even have to think about what image am I going to take. It shows you all the images that are available on that website. So you could pick whatever fancy image you want. I'm going to pick this one, and you know what? I'm going to pick a couple. So I'm going to pick that, and this, and that. So I'm going to add those images to the post. So we've now got this lovely Instagram carousel post with our images taken from the website. I didn't have to do anything. So if we now look at all of our posts, they're ready. So we've got an Instagram post, we've got our Facebook post, we've got our tweet, we've got a Pinterest post as well. All of them have got the link. It's going to go off to We Can Make That, and even a Google business profile. I don't have to think about timings. It's automatically going to use the queue and post all the content. So I'm just going to save that to my library, and I'm going to turn recycling on. That's the secret sauce. That's the way that it's going to keep reposting that and reusing it, so you don't have to keep feeding the machine. So we cross our fingers, we hit Save Post, and it should get saved and added to our library. Brilliant. So it's been created correctly. So I'm going to have a look in my library, and if I look at We Can Make That, let's have a look in the queue. So in here, it's showing up as not in there because I haven't set up my posting plan yet. So the other part, once you've got your categories and once you've got your posts, we need to figure out when do we want to post this. And this is the other piece of magic. You don't have to sit there and think, what time am I going to post this one, or what time should I post that? you just say, every week, I want to post something from this category to these profiles. So let's say the post I've just created, not necessarily that one post, but anything in that content pillar. So for We Can Make That, I'm going to add a time slot. So this is going to say every Friday at 11 o'clock, I'm going to post something from the We Can Make That category. And I'm going to let it post to whatever profiles I've got content for. So I've got a time slot in there. Now, if I have a look at my queue, I can see that on Friday, it's going to post all of my posts because I made one time slot for all of those profiles. So it's going to automatically post something from this category on Friday. And this icon says it's going to recycle it. So if you put in, say, 10 or 20 pieces of content into that one category, then that's all you need to do. You just need to fill your category up. And then with the time slots in the posting plan, it's going to automatically keep posting something from that category. All right, that's been a lot. Whose heads are spinning right now? I was probably meant to have taken half an hour to say all of these things, but I'm going to go over that in a little more detail. I just wanted to show initially that you can, in 5 minutes, create your category pillars, add a time slot to your posting plan, and add a post, and you're going to have content going out to all of your profiles with your link, with tracking, with images. It's as easy as that.
I think it's awesome how much time that saves. Just like you said, you can just click on it and then it reads the photos that are already there, so you don't have to remember where you saved them. We do have just a couple questions. Should we do a couple run-throughs? Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
Somebody did ask where you are. So
where am I?
Yeah.
I'm in Vancouver. This is actually the view from my window that I'm looking at right now.
Very pretty.
And I'm in Paris. We're all over the world. So our support team works all over the world as well. So you always get an answer. Like if you're like, I'm a beginner, I'm not sure, then you can just write into us and we'll be there in your time zone. And I think what's really cool about the posting plan that Claude just showed you guys is that we just had this indie author. She's like a romance author and she was doing it on the side. She just changed the hour of her posting plan. She's like, maybe I should promote my book at coffee hour in America, which is 5 a.m. And she lives in Australia. So for her, she's not going to set her alarm to wake up at silly o'clock to do a social media post at that time. But because she literally changed her posting plan and it was all automated to all of the platforms, not just Facebook and not just Instagram, all of them, she 4x'd her sales just from changing on the posting plan. So it's possible to play around with it as well.
I love that. And it's such as, I don't know, we're always looking for that perfect one little thing that's kind of where we're hitting or missing our mark. And I think setting it up and then the stats that come with SmarterQueue help you figure out, you know, which ones are working, which ones aren't. So I love to go in there and it's so easy. You literally, like on the calendar you had, you just drag it and move it around. Okay, so just a couple questions.
I will be showing lots more as well, but happy to take a break and answer questions now, yes.
Yes, and you can do video content as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you would just have to upload those unless you had them on your site and where they were coming from. Mm-hmm. Do we have a certain number of pillars that they can use?
So you can choose however many categories you want. We give you kind of 6 defaults just to get you started with. Things like articles, inspiration, question, tips. You can edit them. So you can just rename those and you can add more. And then because categories can be useful, we have different plans, or you can just get little add-ons to just get 20 more categories or 10 more categories. So we try and make the pricing affordable. So if you need to have 100 categories, it's not going to cost you 10 times more. But categories are a vital part of letting you automate and set everything up.
Yes, I love to use this for if I have digital content. So I have like Christmas and Valentine's Day, and we put our digital files in those buckets. And then every year when we do new designs, we add to it and it just continuously recycles. And then me and my virtual assistants, we don't have to go back and find, okay, what was all the Christmas stuff we've done? And the majority of the time, if you're doing a sign or a wreath or something like that for Christmas, it's going to be able to continue through it. So that's how I use the categories, or that's how I love the categories. So, okay, let me see. There's
seasonal as well, guys. So say that you're running like a Christmas promo, a Black Friday promo, you can automatically turn them on and off. You don't even have to go in there. You can set them up like Claude's going to show you now. You can go in there, put seasonal. You can be like, okay, I really want to promote my new workbook. Oh, my lights have gone off. I need to keep moving around in here. I'm a vampire. But yeah, you can basically change your change the timings for them for seasons, offers, sales.
And they just start and stop. You don't have to, you set it. It's like a crock pot. You just set it and forget it.
Yeah. So exactly as they both described. So you've got seasonal categories that will start on a set date every year and end. So you could throw all your Christmas content into one category and safe in the knowledge it's not going to start posting until the Christmas period. And then with your time slots, so say you set every Monday and Wednesday something from this Christmas category, it'll post something from that category every Monday and Wednesday. And then at the end of the date, it's going to stop posting it, ready for the next year's dates to start again. So it's a great way of doing kind of Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's, summer. If you've got an event, you can have it running for maybe a month before the event. Campaigns, plenty of uses for this.
Yes, I love that times part. So we have just a couple quick questions I think will help before we move forward. But Can you preview the post? So yes, that was the window that he had up a minute ago when he was pulling in those photos and stuff. From my site, it'll show you exactly how it looks like. And then it shows each platform. So if you're doing Facebook and Instagram, it shows you how they look on the different ones as you create it. So that's kind of a fun feature too, because we want them to look pretty when they do post, right?
Yes.
Christina asked, will it suggest the best times to post?
So a lot of tools over the years have tried to offer you this, hey, we recommend the best time to post. And most of the time they're making it up. They'll say 7:02 is the best time for you. And go, really? How did you do that? The only way to find that out is to try posting at different times. And then we do have a tool in here. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I will try and show this. We do have a tool that's going to let you see what your best timings are. So if I have a look at a specific profile, fingers crossed I have some data in here, always with live demos.
Right. This is a really good feature too, I thought.
Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. So it will show you, based on what you've been posting, you've been getting more engagement on Fridays, and I've only been posting at these 2 times, so it's all it can tell me. So I've been getting an average of maybe 3 likes per post. So the more you change your days and times, eventually it's going to learn and give you the data of this time got you more engagement, this day got you more engagement. So there's no secret source, to be honest, with the algorithm right now, and you should be able to post pretty much at any time, and then the algorithm will serve it to a few people here and there, and eventually, if it's good content, it'll get picked up and shown to more people. So you don't have to be thinking, I have to post it at 7 a.m. to catch people, or at 11 p.m., because it's quieter. Try a bit of everything. The easiest way to do that is to actively change your time slots every couple of weeks. So say we've got this week and make that going out at 11 o'clock. Let that post like that for a month. Then you just come and change to a different day, and then post for a month. And then you change to a different time just by dragging it. And after a few months, you'll have enough data telling you, well, when you tried this time, it worked better than that time. And when you tried this day, it did better than that day. We do recommend posting several times a day, several days a week. Depending on some platforms, you can post more than others, but you can set up the time slots. You can even create lots of time slots very easily. So let's say we want to post every single day and maybe twice a day like this. So just a couple of clicks, and you've now got content going out 5 or 6 times a week.
Sorry, simple.
Long answer.
No, and I love that, because a lot of times on social media, when we get likes, when we don't get likes, it seems like a personal high or a personal low. And this way you can jump in there and say, okay, like, people like my content and they like it on these days better. So it's not that my content's not good. It's not that my products aren't good. It's just that the algorithm can't find you when you were posting. And then you can make those decisions based on data and not, I don't know, emotions, I guess would be the right word. Okay.
And it
Why don't you?
takes away like the imposter part of it as well, Chili. That's like really important, because a lot of people would be like, I don't want to be on Instagram. I don't want to do video. I don't want to put myself out there. And by having an interface like this, which is removed from the kind of the dopamine addiction, the scroll, the getting sucked in, comparing yourself to other people on there, you're like very strategic, very data based. You're looking, okay, is this working? Is this not? And because it's not that kind of addictive interface of it, you can do it so quickly, and then you can just go back and be like, okay, well, that post didn't work, but this one did. Maybe I can change the caption, maybe I can change the image, and you can just do it like that. So you're not looking at, you know what I mean, like the kind of comparing yourself, imposter syndrome. You just set it up and then you look at the data, so it makes it really easy.
Yes, I love that.
Let me show 2 or 3 more things, and we can come back to a few more questions. I'm seeing they're coming in, and they're useful questions. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, so 3 more ways of getting some content in, and then I'll talk a bit more about the analytics. So some people are asking about videos and education as well. So let's say you've already got a blog with some content out there, and I know that Shelley does have a blog, and on that blog, she's got lots of different posts. So say you wanted to import your posts regularly. So you could go to the blog, you could kind of copy each link, come back in and paste it, but because that's a handy thing, we've got a tool to help you. So you can bring in content from your Facebook or someone else's Facebook, and I'll show you that in a second, from anyone's Instagram, from your LinkedIn, from your Pinterest, or we're going to use RSS this time. So I don't even need to look up Shelley's blog. I know that the blog is linked from the homepage. So I'm just going to type in the homepage, and it's going to auto-detect all of her blog posts. So I can say, right, that's excellent. I'm going to import all of them. So I'm going to click bulk import, and we now get the post editor, but for all of those different posts. So I don't need to even set up, one by one. I'm just going to use some bulk actions. So I say, right, I want all of these posts to go out to Facebook, these 2 profiles, and then that Twitter account. It's going to be in the own blog post category, and I'm going to apply those changes. So that I can just click save, and it's going to automatically add it to all those profiles. If I wanted, I can preview what those posts are going to look like. So this one is July the 4th SVGs. Then this one, let's preview that. That's also another July 4th. Here's another one, adorable DIY baby gifts. And you can go in and edit and tweak each one if you wanted to. You can even customize it per profile. So you can do all the customization, or you can just accept it as it is. So in 2 clicks, we're now going to have all of Shelley's blog posts. I've got a couple of things. So if there's ever anything you haven't done right, the product will tell you what you need to tweak. So in this case, what's it telling me? So for Twitter, you have to have the link in the post text. So we just need to take that link and then put it into the post text. In fact, I'm going to try and get my developers to make that automatic, because that should be something fixable. So you'll be able to add all the posts very easily to your profile. Now, I'm going to just tweak that to save time of just setting it for these profiles. And no, that's not going to remove Twitter from them. That's okay. You can import all of your posts very easily. The second way you can import everything is from your Facebook or from your Instagram. So let's say Shelley's got her Instagram profile, which I believe is wecanmakethat.me. So we put that in, and it can be any public business. So it could be your own posts. Say you've already had someone posting and you just want to repost them. That's great. It could even be if there's a Facebook page that you follow, or even if someone else has got some really inspirational stuff, you can share their content as well. So, and this is one of the questions of like, I don't have ideas of what to post. So you can go and find, if it's a blog you regularly follow, if it's an influencer, if it's someone who posts memes or inspiration, you can go off and find their content and then reshare it. So here it's brought off all of Shelley's latest posts on We Can Make That. So I can do the same thing. I can select 1 or 2 posts. I can select maybe just one individual post and share it. And then I can do the same thing and bulk import those. Now, what if you didn't want to have to wade through, well, which of these is good? Which of these is worth sharing? And I know for Shelley, everything's worth sharing. But you can sort through all of them and say, right, look at this person's Instagram, and I want to find the ones that got the most likes. And it can be either the latest posts, it can be the most commented, and here it's finding the ones that got the most likes. And this is already useful information straight away. You could say, I've been posting to Instagram, I haven't been using SmarterQueue yet. It's going to surface your most liked Instagram posts for you already. So that's already some insights about this kind of content worked well. So now that I know that my posts or this other influencer's posts, I can pick the ones that got the most engagement, and then I can import those to my profile. And the same thing applies. You click import, you set up, right, I wanted to go to this particular profile, and then I wanted to go into this category, and this one's going to be inspiration, say. And now we've got all of these beautiful posts with the images attached, with the text attached already. I will say, bear in mind copyright. You are effectively taking someone else's content, and there is always copyright about images. So do think, is this a kind of thing that belongs to someone, or is this just a shareable thing that I can repost myself? But within seconds, you're going to be able to fill your queue. So that one, this worked. So I've just selected 6 of the best Instagram posts, and it's going to be auto-imported into my queue. If you've got a blog that you regularly share from, you can also set up an auto-importer. So every time that you post a new blog post, it will automatically create social posts for you. So that's another great way of keeping your social media filled. If you're a blogger, you can have your blog going out all the time. Then the last thing I was going to show before I take a few more questions is editing this content. So let's say you've created all of those posts, and you can see there's 6 posts, but you want to go and tweak something. So for example, you forgot to write a bit of text, or maybe the date of an event has changed. So you can edit the post, but instead of just editing that one post, it's going to show you all of the profiles that you created again. So you can come in and edit them all in one place. So I can come in and type something else on that post, and it's going to update, and I can change this one to be Facebook specific. If I can type in a live demo, so you can make that Facebook specific, and this for Twitter, you can put some hashtags in. All of that is customized. You'll see the different amount of text you've got for this profile. You'll see how many hashtags. So if I use hashtags, love it, it'll tell you that you've got 30 remaining hashtags or 29. So lots of tools in here to help you, and you can customize and edit all of the posts again in the same place. You can reorder your Instagram carousel. You can do so many things. Now, I'm going to keep showing 2 or 3 more things, a little whistle-stop tour around the product, just show you some of the most useful features. So we mentioned Evergreen recycling. So this post is going to use your queue, the posting plan time slots, and it's going to automatically pick something and then post it when you've got a time slot. The Evergreen recycling is one of the main reasons I built this tool. So once it's posted something from the top of your queue, it's going to put that back at the bottom of your queue. And then the next time you've got a time slot, it's going to pick the top item from that. And if that one is evergreen, it's also going to take that top post in the category and put it to the bottom. So you can imagine that, say you've got 10 posts in your category, it's going to post all of those 10 posts. And if they're all evergreen, they'll all get pushed to the bottom of the queue again. So by the time the 10 have gone, you're back effectively at the first post again. And it's going to post that again. And then if it's evergreen, it's going to go to the bottom. So you can put in 10, 20, 30, 100, however many items you want into a category. It's going to post from the top and then put them to the bottom, and then it'll pretty much go around forever. So you can use Evergreen recycling to make sure you never have to worry about your queue running dry. You never have to worry about not being active on social media, because it's always going to keep you active and consistent. And it's going to reach more eyeballs. There's a chance that people won't see anything that you post. So by recycling it, you're going to hit more eyeballs. How many times you log in and see something that happened maybe 2 days ago, 3 days ago, but because it hit the algorithm, it's still being shown to you later. So by recycling, you're getting increased engagement. And we've seen people, I remember one of the female entrepreneurs at the very beginning of SmarterQueue, she posted something and recycled it and recycled it and recycled it. And on the 8th time, it got picked up either by the algorithm or shared by someone who had a large audience, and that post went viral. So she was getting maybe 100 likes per post, and on the 8th or 9th time, she suddenly got 1,000 likes. So each time she posted it, she was getting 100 and 100 and 100. So she already got 8 times more engagement by posting it 8 times, just by recycling and posting to new people. But that 9th time that it went viral, she got massive engagement just because different times, different audience, different chance. So you definitely want to be using Evergreen recycling. Now, you may think, well, what if people see the same image over and over again and get fed up with it? Well, this is where you've got variations. So you can vary things so it doesn't look the same each time. So what that means is, say I've got these 3 images. I just want to post one image, but then the next time it goes out, I want to post a different image. So we're going to turn on this toggle that says vary the media. So you have one image each cycle. So now we can see that we've got 3 different posts. The first time it goes out, it'll be kind. The second time, it'll be this picture. The third time, it'll be a different picture. So one post, and by posting it with a different image each time, every time it recycles, it's going to look different. It's going to look fresh. And it helps you look fresh, but also helps you test which picture works best. And it's not just pictures that you can recycle and vary. You can also vary the text. So you can create a new text variation that could have a different message. For example, try my latest recipe, if that's something that you're working on. So you could try my latest recipe. You could say, we've got a new recipe in store. You could say, what do you think of this? Change the wording a little bit. Now, this is where the magic happens. If you're not sure what to write, or you're not sure how best to word things, we've got an AI assistant. So you can launch the AI assistant, and we're making big improvements to it in the next few weeks. But at a very basic, you can just say, rewrite the following content. So we can say, try my latest recipe. It's going to go off, use the magic of AI, and generate a new post. There we go. So it's a short piece of text that I wrote, but it's just rewritten it already. So it's saying, check out my newest recipe. Can't wait for you to give it a try. So I'm going to copy that and then add it as a new variation. So you've instantly got a new variation. Now, if I regenerate that, it's going to give you another variation. There we go. So we're going to copy that one as well and create a new variation. So let's paste that over there. So this is mind-blowing part. With those 4 variations and those 3 images, if we now preview it, we've got 12 posts. So it's got this first image and then this piece of text. Second image with a different piece of text. Third image with another piece of text. So every time for 12 different cycles, it's going to be different and fresh. And you can test different images, you can test different text. And this is the magic. You don't even need to think about 10 pieces of content to fill up your categories. You could just spin a few different variations, add a few different images from that page or whatever you're sharing, and you've got yourself 12 weeks of content just from this one piece of text. All right, I'm going to stop there because I've probably said way too much for your brains to handle. So I'm going to take any more questions that have been milling up and then share one final thing after that.
Okay.
I saw a really good one just to hop in. People are like, okay, but we don't have any content. And I think that one of the smartest tips that I can think of, what a lot of our fast growing customers are doing, are going back onto the tool. So do you remember, Claude, when you were showing like what are Shelley's top Instagram posts?
Yes.
And it brought up by engagement or by likes. What you can do is you can either make this smaller or you can use a tool. This is what I do. I use a tool and it's a Chrome extension called Go Full Page. And what that will do is it will take a screenshot of this. Then you just feed it into ChatGPT. So you could do this with a competitor. So say that you are releasing planners, or say that you are making, I don't know, knitting really cool sweaters. You could go to your top 10 competitors that you really admire on Instagram or whatever platform. And then you can just screenshot the whole page of the content that is the most liked, because then you already know, right, that it's working, it's getting engagement. Then you take those images, you go over to ChatGPT and you just type in, this is my business. I have a knitting business going for, 30-year-old women who live in France. It could be very, very detailed. You give them the images and then please create posts like these. And straight away, so you're not reinventing the wheel. You're copying what is already getting engagement. You're copying what is already getting likes, and then it's going to build the content for you. And then you just load it into SmarterQueue, and it's already proven that it works. So that's a really, really good tip that I've learned from our best customers.
Yeah.
We had just talked about.
Here's one more example. So I went to Facebook. I just searched for craft, and it automatically finds a load of different pages. And then I picked one of those pages. I said I want to find its most liked content, and you can see the content that is proven, that got vast amounts of content. So you can say, right, I'm going to create something similar to this. And it gives you inspiration and ideas. And depending on what your thing is, you could even just share their content straight away, knowing that that particular link, that particular image got loads of engagement. So inspiration is out there.
Right? We don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. Okay, let's do some rapid fire questions and see if we have anything else to cover. How long does it take to set all this up when you first start?
It depends on how involved and intricate you want to be. You can, as I showed, throw in a few categories, put in 10 posts. Your time slots, your posting plan is automatically pretty much set up. So you can get a week's worth of content set up in your first 10 minutes if you wanted. Most people will maybe spend an hour, and then they'll have a month worth of content. And then maybe every few weeks, they'll come in, check on how it's doing. We've got lots of stats. I saw somebody else asked, how can you tell what's working? So we can show you your statistics, your analytics, and it'll say these posts got lots of engagement. Here's how your follower count is growing. Here's how much engagement you got. You can even look at specific posts and find out which ones did well. But don't worry about all of that until you've been posting for a few weeks. Just get something into the queue and start it posting automatically for you.
Yes, and you do have some onboarding things. Somebody asked about videos. So there's videos, but then you do some onboarding with them too, right? When they first come on.
So on every page you're on, we've got a question mark, which will tell you what this page is about. And you can click to learn more. And then we've got a huge help center with lots of different articles to explain how it all works. We also have lots of very interactive videos and guides telling you, we send you an email every day in your first 14 days, introducing you to different parts of the product. So how do links work? How does Evergreen work? How do you bulk import? So we'll educate you. Huge amounts of interactive examples like this as well, where you can click through and it'll show you in the product where you have to click to do different things. And then finally, we have an exceptional customer support team. So you can always reach out and contact them, and then they will respond and answer your question.
Awesome. Okay. So can you edit videos in the platform?
We don't have video editing in the platform.
Okay.
You can upload your videos in there, and then they will get posted. We can't really compete with things like CapCut or Instagram edits in having a brilliant tool to edit video, but choose whatever tool you want to edit your videos. And then once you upload it, you can share it to YouTube, to TikTok, to Instagram, to Facebook.
Okay, perfect. I think we kind of answered this, but just in case that was missed. So if you have a group of photos that you would like to be posted together, there's a way to do that. So there was a toggle on the post. If you remember, he showed you can have the media publish all at once or one per, there we go.
Yeah, so let's say for Facebook, we had, another thing is you can find images, and you've also got a media library. So let's say you don't have any images to share, we can just go off to Pixabay, Unsplash, or even to Giphy and find lots of great content for you to share as well. So let's just throw in a few images about crafting on Pixabay. So we're going to pick 1, 2, 3, and we're going to add those to the post. There we go. So now when we preview this post, it can either be a multi-image post where all 3 go out at the same time, or we can do that recycling trick where it'll pick a different one each time.
And give you more posts. I love that idea. When I first started using it, I went to AI and I said, give me a list of popular questions to make engagement on my Facebook page. So it would say like, how many pairs of scissors do you have in your stash? Or, just silly things like that. And then I used that free library to come up with a GIF that had scissors or something like that. So it literally took me a few seconds. You can put those on Evergreen, and because if you don't have engagement on your site, on your social media, you're going to lose out. So it's a really easy way to do that. Okay. So another question, how can we highlight other creators for our content?
Are you talking about tagging and mentioning people?
I think so. Yeah. So if you were to share somebody's popular post, if you tag them in the text, will it tag them over on that platform?
Yes, it should. So if you know their Instagram handle, and if you're importing from their Instagram, you can just put the @ handle in there. So we can make that .me that will show up as a proper tag when you post. And for other profiles like LinkedIn and Facebook, you can actively tag correctly. So I'm going to try this out. So if, for example, I were to type something like Apple, it's going to go off and search for all the Facebook pages. So you can then tag this page, and that's going to notify them as well. So different platforms will have different ways of tagging and mentioning. But the simplest one is just to put their name in the caption. And then if it's an Instagram handle, that's going to be a proper tag. A mention, sorry.
Perfect. Okay, let me. Okay, I think that was answered. Can I link my TikTok?
Yes. So you've got 9 different profile platforms available. So I will show you. I don't think I actually showed you this. This is where you connect your profiles. So at the beginning, you connect the profiles that you want to use. So you'd go through, click the Facebook button to connect your Facebook pages, and you can do X, you can do LinkedIn, Google Business, Pinterest, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Instagram. We do have this other thing called Universal Profiles, where you could connect your personal profile or Blue Sky or Threads, not Threads, Mastodon account, and we'll send you the content via notification. So if that's useful, let us know and we can get that rolled out. But yes, TikTok is built in by default, and then you can choose the audience, whether people can comment and stitch and duet with your posts or not.
I think so too. Somebody said they think your website's going to break with all of the signups. I think that's a great idea.
Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming.
To find other social. Oh, sorry. Did you have one more thing to add there?
No, just separate about the website. Literally 20 minutes before this session launched, I just released our new landing page. So we've got a new page all about side hustlers and how SmarterQueue is going to help you if you've got any of these pain points, what it can do. So I know I've shown you a lot of different things, but we've made this page, which is going to help you figure out what are the things I need to be doing, how is this going to help me as a side hustler. And then there's a big FAQ at the bottom with all of the questions you may have. There's a tour of the video as well. I know you've kind of seen a tour from me, but we've got a nice tour as well. So we'll share a link to this at the end of the talk. But yes, hopefully this website is now live and can cope with all the signups.
I think it was. We have shared it a couple times in the thread. So someone's asking, when you went to go find those other social media profiles and their most liked posts, would it be under that Discover tab?
Yes. So publish is where you'll manage the content that you are publishing. So you'll have a post library of your content. You can manage your categories, your posting plan, your media library. Discover is where you will find content to share. So it could be from other social feeds or RSS. You could import from a CSV spreadsheet. We've also got a Google Chrome extension. So if you're reading an article, you just click the Q icon and it'll open the post editor and let you share that straight away. So Discover is where you would find things to share, and then Analyze is where you'll see what's performing well.
Okay. And someone asked if Blue Sky was an option. I'm not even familiar with Blue Sky.
I mentioned that via the universal profile. We have got that set up in beta for some people. And what it'll do, it'll send you an email with the text and the image and the links all ready. So at the right time with any link tracking on it, and you just copy and paste it into that platform. We're also working, if there's demand from people, on having our mobile app updated so that when you get that notification, it goes straight to your phone. You can click tap and it'll open the Blue Sky app with the text and the image automatically added. So if you want other profiles that we don't have, send us a message and we can see about adding those.
I think an important question that I've seen a couple of times coming up as well is we've got Cami asking it later, is can you link multiple profiles, for example, to Facebook, to Instagram? And the answer is yes. And you can also link multiple brands. So say that you want to keep things completely separate. We have a workspace feature as well, where you can manage everything separately, which Claude is just showing you now. And you can add different ones as well. So I saw that there was a talk yesterday that mentioned, I use the Meta Suite, which is good, but it's only for Facebook and Instagram. And if you're a visual business, you also want to be on Pinterest. So on
TikTok.
And TikTok and all of them, right? Why not? Because like you can see here, you can get an Instagram account, you could have a Threads account, you could have LinkedIn. And you don't know where your audience is going to be. And why not post to all of them if you can in one click? You don't have to go into one platform and then log out and then do it again. You can just automatically do it to every single social media platform and build an audience on all of them and drive more traffic and make more money.
Right? And work less.
Work less. It's like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
Right,
there are some competitors. Sorry, I know we're at our 10 minutes. Some competitors only let you add one profile per platform, and I don't understand why. They make you pay for a whole new workspace, and then you have to put your second Facebook in that second one and pay double for it. So yes, you can have 10
it's
Facebook
confusing,
pages.
And then that leads into keeping everything straight, which just adds more overwhelm, which we don't need.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to talk a little bit about how much your app or how much the software is?
Sure.
Different levels. We have a couple questions on the price, if there's a free version.
Of course, yes. So easiest way is to have a look at our pricing page, which will have all the answers. So if I have a look, there we go. So by default, we have our solo plan, which starts off there we go. So that's not the correct pricing. Bear with me 1 second. Here we go. All right. That's still not right as well. Easiest way to do this is to go to the horse's mouth. And all right. I'll say this more easily. Don't look at that, because that's with lots of different add-ons and higher plans. So I think it starts at $30 if you're paying monthly, but we've got a 15% discount for any side hustlers coming in from this link. You can start off with those 4 profiles. If you need to have more profiles, if you need to post more frequently or use, tens or hundreds of categories, you can pay a little bit, a couple of dollars a month more. But our plans start around the $30 a month mark. So with a 15% discount, you're probably looking about $24 a month, something like that.
Yes. And for being able to post so many, like to be able to post everything, like in Emma's presentation today, to be able to do like 30 days of content in an hour. We had talked yesterday about, how do you figure out which subscriptions you should have, the ones that save you time and get done the things that you need done. This definitely falls in that category. And we have the link to the page, which has been posted a couple times. So you guys can find that in the chat. We will put it in the description also if you're watching the replay. Well, there you go. We love a good scan QR code, right? Smart.
Yeah. Scan that. And it costs literally, guys, it costs less than $1 a day. And if you think of how many hours that you're going to get back of your time, a lot of people think, I just want something free. But a lot of the free tools will get you on a price jump.
Get what you pay for.
Cheap is cheap, right? So you want to literally skip the price jump in of when you get successful and just go straight in with this, because it's got an amazing offer, 15% lifetime discount and all of these amazing things. So try it.
Yeah, I think it's... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, there's one other thing that I made. If you're on a VIP for Shelley's Summit, you'll get this Smart Start method free. So I used to mentor a lot of female entrepreneurs and early stage startups. And I've taught a lot of people to the same way that I pivoted from a startup that didn't work into a working one. So I've created all of my knowledge about how to turn your side hustle into a profitable business. So if you've got the VIP package, you can get this as well, and it'll help you really learn and pivot and make your business successful, because most startups will fail. So I want to give you the best chance of actually making it succeed.
That's awesome. And you can still get the VIP ticket if you don't have it. That is on sale through Thursday, the 31st at midnight. So we'll drop that link here in the chat. And then it'll also be pinned in the comments if you're watching the replay, of course. But yeah, and I love this package that you put together. So not only is it, like you said, around $1 a day, but you also get this $1,000 worth of extra bonuses, I think is the best way to put it, just for joining right now with the summit. Mm-hmm. Rachel says, I'm so glad I have the VIP. Like, it just kind of it's the gift that keeps on giving. Every day we come up with new fun things you can go find in there. This is very helpful in a great package. Yes. How long does this offer? How long is this 15% off and then the $1,000 bonuses? How long does that go?
We will keep it. So if you are a VIP and then you use the link in a month's time, we will still honor that. Always recommend to people kind of start early. The sooner you start. The other recommendation I was going to say is, because it's got set and forget automated schedule posting, definitely recommend set this up now, and then while you're doing your other stuff and figuring out your side hustle and so on, at least this is posting for you and starting to grow your audience and getting you feedback. If you leave this till later, that whole month that you've waited, you will have had no social media posts going out. And you've got a 30-day free trial as well. So start, set this up now, spend an hour with what we've shown you, with the kind of the onboarding and the help. And then at least while you're doing your other stuff, it's posting in the background for you.
Yes, I love that. And we had talked a lot about, okay, so I'm going to do this. It's going to save me this amount of time. It's only going to cost me this a month. But I think as a business owner, going from that side hustle to your full-time hustle, that you need to look at the bigger picture. And if I do this and push my content out, at the beginning, I was telling you guys, like, it increased my traffic over to my website by 200%. So how many more products, how many more digital products and physical products and people in your shop are you going to get for just $1 a day? I mean, this sounds like one of those tacky ads, but no, it's really just that for $1 a day, you could, like the late night commercials that used to be on. But it's just such a great offer for this summit. And that's why we wanted to share it with you guys, because we are all about working smarter, not harder, right?
Exactly.
Hence the name SmarterQueue, right? It just all came together right there in Shelly's head. Awesome. Well, we're going to do a post in the group. And actually, Emma had already done one. I think it was it this morning or last night?
I've been posting away in there. So if you have any other questions, guys, that we didn't get round to, and you're like, or you think of one after this and you're watching this later, maybe what I'll do after this is I'll just post something in the Facebook group, and you can go on there and just leave your question as a comment and we'll respond on there.
Yeah, that would be great. And there is one of your posts is pinned up in the featured. So if you jump in there and you don't want to scroll, just go to that feature tab at the top.
Let's do that.
Yeah, and then there's also a guide too. So if you go to the guide tab, there is a SmarterQueue one in there in the sponsors, and then you can click over and find their offers. But if you have any questions, please ask. We're here to help, and we're excited. Yeah, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Okay, so let's quickly draw one of our winners in one of the 74,000 tabs I have open. Will show us who. Okay, let me grab it. Okay.
Don't be shy when Shelly's looking for that. Don't be shy with your questions. There's no such thing as a silly question. Everyone has to start from somewhere with social media, and we are all a beginner at one stage. So even if it seems like, oh, maybe I don't want to ask this in the group, just go for it, because maybe somebody else will see your question and benefit and think, oh, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Right, exactly. Okay, we have a winner. Let me see if I can share my screen quick. And Cami Beth.
Woo.
Yay! So if you want to email us at hello@wecanmakethat.me, and then we'll get your name and address for your prize. And if you are out of the country, we do have some other fun prizes too. So, all right. If you don't have your VIP package, make sure that you grab that so you can get their other bonus that they have. And I guess we will see you guys over in the Facebook group. And we're back here at 12:30 for our trending topic. All right. Thank you so much, Claude and Emma. I appreciate your.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shelly, for this opportunity and for hosting. And yes, keep messaging us on Facebook. Send us emails. We love questions. We love helping out. So I want to help you all succeed.
Awesome. I love that. I appreciate it so much. You guys have a great day. And
Bye, everybody. Take care. Bye.